Many of you are familiar with Touched by an Angel on television. A great program showing how God's love is ever present among us. But it also perpetuates a stereotype that cannot be. For it seems to reinforce the idea that you and I can someday be angels. And that's never going to happen. The scriptures are quite clear that the angels are spiritual beings only. They don't have corporal bodies like you and me. And so we are the saints that we celebrated last Monday. But the scriptures make a point today of saying that we in this life are very concerned about where we're going to live, who we're married to or not married to, what are we going to do for a job, what are we going to do about money. Those are all worldly concerns that are very valid in the world. And as you see, these Sadducees are trying to trip Jesus up. And he puts it back on them to let them know that in this world you do this, but in the next world, in the next life, you're not going to have to worry about being married, where you're going to get your house from or your food. All of that stuff pales. So it won't matter whether you're rich or poor, straight or gay, Democrat, Republican. None of that matters in the next life. But what matters, and it clearly carried through all three readings, was doing the will of God. And what is it that God wills? That we love Him first and our neighbors as ourselves. You heard in the readings that Paul prayed that we would have the strength to go out and be the hands and feet of the Lord as we go out and do our good works. So there's an expectation that while we've accepted this free gift of God's love, this free gift of faith, that we now have to do something with it. And you and I need to open ourselves up to God to discern what it is we're called to do. And so this week, as you go about your daily prayers, your daily reflections about how God is impacting your life, I invite you to spend some time looking at what you're doing, whether you are being faithful to the Lord, or if you're worrying too much about what's going on in this life and how it impacts the next, or whether you're really making an effort to love God, to love others, and so ensure for yourself a place with the angels and the saints in heaven.